Good morning, boys. This is your daddy. Um, just wanted to share something with you guys today. It's mostly gonna be football related. I will cover other sports at the very end, though. Was right there. Um, I've the one thing I always thought. Make sure you understand. Was when you watch this video. If you've never met me and I'm not in your life, I do apologize. This videos weren't intended for that. They were intended for you to be able to look back and reflect. Because 7 years, 5 years, 20 years, I'm gonna be a different man, just like you're gonna be different than you are today. That wasn't the purpose of these, but I did start recording them because life is very unexpected. The day you guys left, if you asked me any single day after you guys were born, that the next day I expected you not to be here, I would have laughed at you, thought no way, and there's no way possible. Um, there's never would have been a day. So I could never imagine what happening. So that's why I wanted these videos because again, what if something happens to me? What if something happens to you? It's just a precautionary type thing. Never thought I would have to do anything like this, but it's just like people with wills. You create a will because one day you will pass away, and you want to make sure your estate's taken care of, and you don't want to think about that. You don't want to think about dying or how your property's gonna be split among people. If the vulture's gonna come down and rip apart. Or if you don't sign this, does it go here? It doesn't go there. You never want to think about that, but you have to. As you get older, you have to. You have to create a will, and I needed to create these videos because again, it felt like a teeny part of me died that day, and it made me reflect on how fragile situations can be, how sudden things can change. So, anyways, just wanted you guys to know that these videos weren't meant to be like a foreseeing of my death or anything crazy like that, or even something crazy in any regards. But, anyways, back to what I was talking about: football. Um, Lions, Tigers, and Bears are mine. That's why I titled this one, and the reason why. Growing up, these are my favorite teams, and I want you guys to know that in case you want to like the same teams your daddy did, or you want to go anti-daddy. I actually went anti-brother for a while. My brother loves the 49ers. I mean, have loved them since way back in Montana. Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Tom Rathman, Roger Craig. The list goes on. Before T.O. was even there. Well before. And because of that, to this day, I can't use the 49ers. I hate the San Francisco 49ers. Not because they were good, not because anything they did. I had to fight my brother. Maybe you guys will relate to this. You just cannot like exactly what your brother likes. It's an instinct thing. Siblings. You're supposed to have sibling rivalries. You're sitting there and you both liking the exact same team, cheering for the same team. That's not a rivalry. I mean, that's like now you got to prove who's the bigger fan, which is kind of lame because I mean, there's always gonna be that guy out there with the, big belly, big enough to spell the whole team name on, and that's what he painted on his body, and he's shaved his head and he's team colors and walk around with, like the Raiders with the death mask or the Vikings with implanted horns on his head. There's always gonna be someone who can prove they're a bigger fan than you. But oh, I miss those days fighting with my brother about how Steve Young isn't no Joe Montana, and Joe Montana, look what he did when he went to Kansas City. He couldn't even win a Super Bowl there. And he'd go, well, what do you got? You like Randall Cunningham? He ain't even been to playoffs in how long? And we argue back and forth. And same thing for basketball with the New York Knicks. I can't stand the Knicks. I'm sorry. Just my brother loved them too much, but Patrick Ewing, I yeah, I cannot stand him. And I might would give him a first shot if he wasn't on my brother's favorite team. So, anyways, back to football. Back in the days when I was a kid, free agency did not exist like it does now. I heard a joke that players were treated more like indentured servants back then. It's like you're stuck there until they want to let you go, and you got paid peanuts. Pretty much wherever they wanted. But it was, I have to say, it was a better time period for sports, in my personal opinion, because players didn't just leave teams willy nilly. It gave a chance for, I guess, personal individual ownership to happen. If your favorite player, let's say you like the Green Bay Packers, and Brett Favre comes out. When Brett Favre was like one of the greatest Packers of all time. Well, you're able to watch him mature, him grow, him become the champion that he is without wondering if he's going to be there next year. A lot of players like that. I mean, all across all sports. I mean, at the end of their careers, free agency was starting to become a big deal. And so you had guys who were like Green Bay Packers, like Brett Favre for life, end up playing for what, three different teams, the Jets and the Packers and or Jets, the Vikings and someone else, I think, before he retired. You had great players like Michael Jordan win three championships with the Bulls. Actually, I think it was six. I think he repeated twice. I can't remember exactly the numbers, but he won more championships than almost anybody except for LeBron now, I think. And of course, the old school. I'm talking about modern legend. I'm not gonna go into the Chamberlains and the Bill Walton and all that. I'm just, I can't remember his name for the life of me. Celtic great. Won like 10 out of 11 years championship. I'm not going back there. I'm talking about my generation. But you had Larry Bird on his whole team, his whole career. Magic Johnson on the same team. I mean, you knew it was Magic Johnson and the Lakers. But now the way in my current time, which is probably way worse than yours, literally a player can come in the league and play 10 solid years in the league and play for 10 different teams. So it's more about liking the player now. The biggest player on the planet right now, most famous, is LeBron James, and he's been on. I think this is his third or fourth team now, um, and it's just everybody loves LeBron James, but people hop the bandwagon. I mean, you're a Cleveland fan where he was drafted, you loved him. Cleveland, you love Cleveland. Then went to Miami. Everybody started hating on him for going to Miami, and you become a Miami fan because you like LeBron James. Start watching Miami, and then he went to Lakers, I believe, and then now you become a Laker fan because it's like it's silly. You just it's too many fair weather fans. But my favorite football teams, I guess I was a little bit ahead of the curve back in the day. They were most of them were my favorite teams because of the players they had on. And again, they didn't change teams. Couple changed near the end again. Like I say, it's because free agency was becoming popular, and pretty much players went to the highest bid. It was like hired gunmen from the Wild West. If you had the fastest gun in the West, someone could hire you for a couple pieces of silver or gold, and you go improve it and kill someone else, and then you just hopped around like that. And that's what's kind of like is now. Anyways, but here's my favorite football teams, and why. I love the Philadelphia Eagles. That was one of my first ones, first loves. It was because of Randall Cunningham, solely Randall Cunningham. He was like the Michael Vick before there was Michael Vick. He was Fran Tarkenton after there was Fran Tarkenton. I mean, this man ran the ball like crazy. I mean, now you got all these mobile quarterbacks running around and stuff and throwing the ball pretty accurate. But Randall Cunningham, I mean, he is amazing. He still holds records that a lot of people don't know, obscure records like in the NFL Combine, not Combine. They used to have the I forgot what it's called. They used to have like the fastest man contest in the NFL and his quarterback skill challenge they used to have. And he threw the ball like 70, 80 yards in the air. And whatever he did in that competition, it still holds his record, I believe. Um, for Philadelphia Eagles, he actually had to punt one time. It was like one of those trick plays. And he was the longest punt record they had for the Eagles. I mean, just he was a great athlete. Spent 90% of his career with the Eagles. Um, Broke records back then, which have been broken since, of course. But he was the first running back or quarterback to ever lead his team in rushing and passing with over 500 yards. I mean, I think he had like 700, almost 900 some yards rushing, and over 3,000 yards passing. It was just insane. He was amazing. And the reason why I loved him so much, he was skinny. most quarterbacks are built like tanks nowadays, and or at least I guess the average build athletes for NFL size, but he was skinny. I mean, he was just it was awesome. And that leads me to my next favorite, Deion Sanders. He started out with Atlanta. You might know from some VH1 classic hits or whatever who MC Hammer is. MC Hammer had a huge song called "Too Legit to Quit." Atlanta Falcons, when Deion was there as a rookie or second, third year player at the most, they attached that song to their team, kind of like Hammer came out, did videos with them and stuff, and it was too legit to quit. Hey, hey, too legit to quit. It was just so catchy, and Dion was larger than life. I mean, this is another really skinny player who, when he came out there, he just made you pay attention. I mean, he intercept the ball or catch a punt and just hold it up into the sky and say, look, I got the ball. Watch me now. Look at me now. And he is considered, I think, the number one. There's Athena. Hi, baby. Hi. Are you gonna be the first NFL female player, huh? Oh yeah, okay, okay. Uh-huh. See, look at the camera. You wanna say hi to the camera? Say hi. Say good morning. Say good morning. You say bye bye. All right, bye. Um, yeah, it was just an amazing time period for football. He was a very exciting player, and he knew it. Gave himself most of his own nicknames. He was Neon Dion at first, and that was mainly in college, and then he went on to become Prime Time, which still sticks to this day. He was one of the first football players to step into fashion. He has his own fashion line. He has his own music CD out, and he even was one of the first players to play two sports and play them well. He played for the Major League Baseball team, the Atlanta Braves. So he played for the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Braves at the same time. And I remember watching it live, and it's just amazing. Um, he's the only player in NFL and Major League Baseball history, and actually I guess say professional sports history, to score a touchdown in an NFL game and the same day hit a home run in a Major League Baseball game. I mean, he was an amazing athlete. Still, I bet you he probably dust off the boots right now and still put some of these players to shame. But Atlanta Falcons, I love them because they're just full of energy. But it's mainly Dion is why I fell in love with him. I'm gonna speed this list up a little bit. It's going on 12 minutes, and I just enjoy talking to you guys. So my next Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, I love them from when they had the ugly uniforms, the bright orange things back in the day. When they were one of the first teams to go undefeated. I mean, no zero wins for a season. Um, they were horrible, but it was they were inspiration for me because almost every year they were one of the worst teams. I mean, out of 16 games, they won one. Maybe two. That was like a celebratory if they won two. It was bad. Um, but I knew after a while that the players stuck around. They get number one draft picks, top draft picks almost every year. If the players stuck around, the players believed that they would be a great team eventually. Because I mean, you could only get beaten down so long before you have to fight. And after a while, people will rally around you. People will help lift you up, and they start believing. And then you get a little success in the Bills in there. And I was right. Um, Tampa Bay went on and won the Super Bowl a couple of years, probably about 10 years after became a fan. And they had one of the best defenses in NFL history for a while. They actually were so successful that a lot of teams use what they use as defense even to this day, and is named after them. It's called the Tampa Two, cover two. I'm not going to go into detail what all that means, but yeah, I mean, so that was like I say, it's the Lions. I love the Detroit Lions, not because anything they did; they were bums for most of their career that I've watched them, but it was Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is an amazing running back, very humble. I have a story that I'm sure people are seeing somewhere about him. The cookies. He's an amazing guy. Um, he was so good at making people look so bad when they try to tackle him that I remember on commentary one time said Barry Sanders can make Superman miss inside a phone booth. Now, you might not get that reference when you first watch this, but Superman always changed inside a phone booth. That was his thing, back in the old days. I don't know what they do in the new ones, but literally, he's Clark Kent with a suit and tie and glasses. All manner. Clark Kent enters a phone booth. Emerges Superman, and it's so cheesy, but they don't have phone booths no more, But literally, if you want to know what a phone booth looks like, find the episode of Futurama, and they have their suicide booths. God, that's crazy, but it's like that. I mean, literally, if you were the average American now when it comes to size, you probably couldn't turn around inside a phone booth. That's how small they were. But yeah, he says Barry Sanders so good he can make Superman miss inside a phone booth. And those are my teams. I mean, I noticed they were all AFC or NFC teams. I didn't like the AFC for much at all. I think NFC was the ground and pound, while the AFC was the passing league. I mean, you had Marino, you had Boomer Esiason, even Zorn. You had all these, Bradshaw. You had all these great quarterbacks who threw the ball a lot, But I don't know, just NFC and again back to the title. Lions, you got Tigers. I ain't gave you yet, but I will. And Bears. I love the '85 Bears. I think it was '85. Um, they had videos. Walter Payne, Sweetness, running back, was amazing. One of my favorite players. And the Bears had Jim McMahon. He's now a coach, I believe, somewhere. But it was an amazing team of scrappy individuals. Refrigerator Perry. They just captured America's heart, and I loved the Bears back then. The Bears. Any people old enough to know the Bears. And the reason the Lions or Tigers are tossed into this whole thing, Lions and Tigers and Bears were mine. My high school football team was the Stadium Tigers, so that's where I actually played football. Was with the Tigers. Um, like I say, it was not great, far from it, but um, I'm not going to do the Al Bundy. I scored 3 touchdowns in one game. No, my entire high school career, I scored what would have been 1 touchdown on a kick return, and it got called back, so it didn't even count. Um, but yeah, summing up the other sports real fast. When it came to baseball, I liked the Dodgers because they had my favorite player, Raymond Martinez. That was one of my favorite ones. And the Chicago Cubs, um, Andre the Hawk Dawson, outfielder for them, was an amazing home run hitter. He was in the top 10 home runs all time for a while now. That was before people started juicing up and everything. And he was amazing. I loved him. Watch his career faithfully. Yes, I had hockey favorite teams too, which a lot of people don't know. Which everybody watches, like you liked hockey because I don't talk about it much. Um, I love the LA Kings with obviously Wayne Gretzky. I mean, everybody loved Wayne Gretzky. He's a once in a lifetime athlete, just kind of like LeBron, but skinny, I think, comparatively. And the Philadelphia Flyers with Eric Lindros. I watched him come in as a rookie, and he was like LeBron James at the time, bigger than everybody else out there, just dominating and smashing. Um, and then what we got basketball. Orlando Magic fan when Shaq was there. Loved him when Shaq was there. Wasn't really a big Miami Heat fan when he was there. I like Glenn Rice and a lot and Tim Hardaway and all the other players and stuff. Just didn't get into them that much. And when he became a Laker, I liked it too. So, um, but my main team back in the day was when it came to basketball. Um, yeah, that was my main team. I'm pretty sure it's just Orlando Magic. I like the Houston Rockets a little bit because I love the Keem Olajuwon. But that was about it. And I think I covered all the sports: baseball, football, basketball, hockey. Yeah, I think I covered them all. Also, just so you know, I know we're in Texas, and I have to admit this too. I was a huge Cowboys fan too. Way back when Tony Dorsett ran a 99-yard touchdown, I watched that live. Up to the Aikman, Emmett Smith. Michael Irvin era. Loved it because Dion went there eventually, and it made it just that much better. Three Super Bowls in 4 years. It was an amazing run. I have to say honestly, I don't watch much sports nowadays. Your daddy kind of has a chameleon personality. Whoever I'm around is what I blend in with, and being married for almost a decade, and not a lot of sports were on the TV. We did that. We didn't have the same interest when it came to that. We I try to find common ground, so we watch a lot more TV when it came to like Supernatural, Angel, Criminal Minds, SVU, Law and Order, stuff like that. We watch a lot of cop procedural programs and stuff like that. Hello. You ready to say bye bye one more time? Say bye bye. Let's end the video with you saying bye bye. Okay? Can you say bye bye? Say bye bye. Bye bye. At the end of the video, say bye bye. No. There you go. Bye bye. Talk to you later, boys. Love you.